and I'm only growing. Like I think I'll get up to 240 and then probably cut down so I'm like way faster.
Mike Tyson has finally reacted to Jake Paul's body transformation, giving a savage message to him. Meanwhile, Deontay Wilder worries Jake would put Mike in a coma. Wilder worries that Mike might be jeopardizing his health. He told Sportsbook Review, "I think it's bad the commission has licensed Mike Tyson because he hasn't been active in 20 years. So they should not just license him because of who he is. That's how people get hurt. God forbid he gets hurt." In a scathing critique, Wilder didn't mince words as he slammed the matchup, highlighting the potential dangers and consequences involved. He highlighted the grave risks associated with boxing, particularly for aging fighters like Tyson. He pointed out the sobering reality that one punch in the wrong place at the wrong time could have devastating consequences, citing examples of fighters who have been seriously injured or even left in comas as a result of such blows. Wilder added, "People can get hit in the wrong place and at the wrong time. There's lots of examples where guys have been hit into a coma. It's easy to do. Mike is too old for this. At the end of the day, no one gives a fuck about Mike." In Wilder's view, Tyson's age makes him particularly vulnerable to such risks, and he believes that sanctioning the fight demonstrates a lack of concern for Tyson's well-being. He added, "We can talk about the pros and cons, but at the end of the day, they don't give a f. I don't think anyone cares about Mike because if they did, they wouldn't sanction the fight." Expressing his disapproval of the matchup, Wilder questioned the motivations behind it, suggesting that those involved may not truly care about Tyson's welfare. He argued that while tests may have been conducted to assess Tyson's fitness for the fight, the potential consequences of a serious injury cannot be ignored. He added, "They may say they've done tests and all that. Okay, but as long as you're willing to suffer the consequences if something bad goes wrong. His power may not have left completely, but you still need to set it up. Your stamina needs to be a certain way, or it's going to look like a clown show." Moreover, Wilder stressed the importance of considering Tyson's stamina and overall condition, warning that without proper preparation, the fight could devolve into a farcical spectacle. He also voiced his personal reluctance to witness the fight, expressing his desire to preserve Tyson's legacy as one of boxing's greatest champions. He conveyed a sense of sadness at the prospect of seeing Tyson face off against a YouTuber like Jake Paul, fearing that such an outcome could tarnish Tyson's reputation and overshadow his legendary career. Wilder emphasized the significance of the final image people have of Tyson, suggesting that a loss to Paul could overshadow his many achievements in the ring. He added, "I don't want to see it, to be honest. I don't want to see one of my legends fight a YouTuber. If he goes in there and he knocks Mike out, that's going to tarnish the reputation of Mike. I don't want the last thing I remember of him is him getting knocked out by a YouTuber. The last thing you do, that's what people remember you by." In offering his critique, Wilder echoed the sentiments of many within the boxing community who have expressed reservations about the Tyson-Paul matchup. His remarks underscore the broader concerns surrounding the fight, including questions about its legitimacy, the potential risks to the fighters involved, and the impact it could have on Tyson's legacy. As the debate continues to unfold, voices like Wilder's serve as a reminder of the ethical and moral considerations at stake in the world of professional boxing. Whether you like it or not, Netflix's global distribution partnership will probably make the forthcoming boxing match between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul one of the most streamed sporting events of the year. However, despite the vast global audience tuning in, there lingers a glimmer of hope that the legendary boxer can defy time itself and triumph over the polarizing social media sensation in a spectacular showdown. Daniel Cormier, the former UFC double champion, has weighed in on the highly anticipated boxing match, offering his prediction on how the showdown will unfold. In a recent interview on MMA Junkie Radio, Cormier didn't mince words as he shared his thoughts on the unusual matchup, expressing skepticism about its classification as a legitimate fight. Cormier began by casting doubt on the characterization of the Tyson-Paul bout as a genuine contest, questioning the validity of labeling it as such. He conveyed a sense of bewilderment at the spectacle, acknowledging its unconventional nature and suggesting that it defies traditional definitions of a boxing match. Despite his reservations, Cormier acknowledged the entertainment value of the event, anticipating that it will draw viewers' attention regardless of its classification.
Fight. Honestly, I don't even know how it's a fight. It's a weird deal. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think if Mike Tyson can fight and just is free to fight the way he wants to, he's either going to knock him out or he's going to get caught with something that's going to get him knocked out. But hell, I'm watching it. It'll be fun as long as it lasts because anytime Iron Mike fights, I'm such a massive fan, it don't matter his age. Granted.
Expressing his prediction for the outcome, Cormier emphasized the likelihood of a knockout, envisioning a scenario where one of the fighters delivers a decisive blow that ends the contest. He speculated that if Tyson is able to fight on his own terms and unleash his full power, he could either secure a knockout victory or fall victim to a well-timed counterattack from Paul. Cormier's assessment reflects the unpredictability inherent in combat sports and underscores the potential for explosive action in the ring. Despite his skepticism about the nature of the matchup, Cormier acknowledged the enduring allure of Tyson's fighting prowess, noting the excitement that surrounds any bout involving the legendary boxer. He emphasized Tyson's reputation as a formidable competitor and suggested that his presence alone guarantees a level of excitement and intrigue for fans.
Father Time is undefeated. There's nothing ever said more true in the world than Father Time is undefeated. And Mike looks great.
Father Time's not undefeated.
Let's see how he operates. What do you mean he's not undefeated?
Daniel Cormier's perspective on the upcoming bout is informed by his deep understanding of combat sports and the realities of aging in athletics. Cormier's comments reflect a sense of skepticism regarding Tyson's ability to compete at the highest level, especially against a younger and less experienced opponent like Paul. His observation is a sobering reminder of the inevitability of aging and its impact on athletic performance. Despite Tyson's impressive physical condition, Cormier highlights the inherent challenges that come with advancing age, suggesting that Tyson's abilities may not be as formidable as they once were. This sentiment was echoed during Cormier's appearance on First Take with Stephen A. Smith, where he underscored his concerns about Tyson's readiness for the fight. Cormier pointed to Tyson's recent struggles, including the need for assistance to leave an arena in 2023, as evidence of potential limitations. He expressed disbelief at the idea of Tyson returning to the ring just a year after such incidents, questioning the wisdom of such a decision given Tyson's health concerns.
Love that Mike gonna make his money. I really do love that Mike is gonna make his money. But to me, it's some baby back BS, man. You got Jake Paul, who just fought some dude last weekend, was a minus 2,500 underdog to Jake Paul. It doesn't happen like that. This guy speaks of building himself as a true fighter. Him fighting a 57-year-old Mike Tyson doesn't do that. I don't love that outside of the fact that Mike gets to make some money. Jake seems to be going backwards, and I'm not a Jake Paul hater. I just don't like the matchup, and I also love Mike Tyson.
In linking Cormier's comments to his previous remarks, it becomes clear that his skepticism about Tyson's readiness for the fight is rooted in both Tyson's age and recent health issues. Cormier's perspective highlights the importance of considering the physical and mental well-being of athletes, especially when they are engaging in high-stakes competitions. Ultimately, Cormier's commentary adds another layer of complexity to the discussion surrounding the Tyson-Paul fight, prompting reflection on the ethics of allowing aging athletes to compete and the potential risks involved. Other UFC veterans, much like the beloved former champion, anticipate a knockout conclusion to the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul match. They too predict Iron Tyson to emerge victorious in spectacular fashion. According to former UFC world champion Randy Couture, Jake Paul can only defeat Tyson in a genuine fight if the fight's conclusion is predetermined. He said, "I think Paul is in trouble with this one unless the fix is in," which I don't even want to say because I don't think Mike would do that. I see Mike going out there and tearing him up in probably under 2 rounds. Couture further asserted that Tyson's upcoming bout will serve as a defense of boxing's integrity, countering the influence of recent celebrity-driven events that have begun to alter public perception of the sport. He said, "I think there's a little more at stake here for Mike. I think Mike sees some of these crossover fights and what's going on and how that's affecting boxing and people's perception of boxing. If you take him at his word, he wants to kind of straighten some of that rhetoric out." In another corner of the MMA universe, Michael Bisping remarked that the outspoken American is in a lose-lose situation. A triumph over Tyson would be condemned, while a loss would likely exile him from the boxing realm indefinitely. Bisping added, "If Jake Paul loses, listen, it's Mike Tyson, but still come on, he's 58 years old, but stop it if you lose. Never show your face again." On the other hand, Jake Paul has earned high praise from UFC legend Uriah Faber. The California kid drew parallels between Paul and Tommy Morrison, the heavyweight renowned for his devastating punching prowess, notably recognized for his role as Tommy Gunn, alongside Sylvester Stallone. In Rocky V, Faber told TalkSport MMA, "I think Jake has some real skill sets that are God-given. Obviously, he's working hard, but it's hard to knock people out." Faber shares a close friendship with Tyson and refuses to underestimate him against the 27-year-old opponent. However, he harbors concerns about Tyson's capacity to endure blows, drawing from his own first-hand knowledge that resilience tends to diminish with age. Faber added, "That knockout power, in my opinion, Jake is not quite at that level yet, but he's like Tommy Gun Morrison. He looks the part. He's about the same size, and he's obviously got some natural power." Moreover, Urijah Faber's insight into Mike Tyson's preparation and mindset for the upcoming bout offers a nuanced perspective on the fight's dynamics. As a friend of Tyson's, Faber provides unique insight into the former heavyweight champion's approach to training and readiness for the match. Faber's observation that Tyson appears to be in the best shape he's seen in a long time underscores the seriousness with which Tyson is approaching this fight, despite Faber's acknowledgement of Tyson's age and the natural effects of aging on an athlete's ability to absorb punishment. He emphasizes Tyson's continued power and dedication to his training regimen. Faber added, "I know Tyson. He's a friend of mine. When I was hanging out with him, he was chain-smoking weed and handling business. Everybody reacts differently to that type of stuff, but from what I see, he seems to be in the best shape I've seen him in a very long time and taking this very seriously." The mention of Tyson chain-smoking while handling business may raise eyebrows for some, but Faber's point is clear. Everyone has their own methods for preparing mentally and physically for competition. Tyson's ability to balance his personal habits with his professional goals speaks to his experience and adaptability as an athlete. He further added, "I don't think power goes away. It just depends on if Tyson is going to be hit or not. I know with age it's harder to take a punch. I'm interested. That's all that really matters. I think it's dangerous on both sides." Faber's comment that power doesn't go away highlights Tyson's enduring strength and punching prowess, suggesting that his opponents should not underestimate his ability to inflict damage in the ring. However, Faber also acknowledges the inherent risks associated with combat sports, noting that age can make it more difficult for fighters to withstand punches. Meanwhile, ex-UFC star Mike Perry has rejected the opportunity to box on Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's undercard. Perry asserts that on July 20th, he received an opportunity to square off against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the renowned three-weight world champion. However, despite the significant attention he would undoubtedly garner from fighting on a Netflix card featuring two prominent boxing figures, Perry maintains that the compensation offered wasn't enticing enough to secure his commitment. He mentioned that there had been certain considerations regarding the opportunity. He expressed dissatisfaction with the compensation, particularly in light of the caliber of the opponent. Perry indicated his initial interest in participating in the Mike and Jake fight card to gain exposure against a certified professional boxer. However, he weighed the financial aspect and another potential opportunity, realizing he could only select one.
There was some things on the table with that, and the pay wasn't incredible, especially considering the opponent, a very experienced boxer, and obviously I was like, oh, I'm interested to be on the Mike Tyson Netflix card, to get that exposure against this certified, professional boxer. But the money, and then there was another option that would be, and I can only pick one of them.
Oh.
And it was like, there was another option to have more money.
Perry further explained that the alternative offered more substantial monetary benefits and potential career advancements, along with additional incentives, making it a more appealing choice. Perry acknowledged that the prospect of fighting Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. would have been exciting.
And it possibly opens more doors, and there was some incentives involved that I was like, this would be more interesting.
Who's the boxer?
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Oh, wow. Damn. That's something.
Meanwhile, Tommy Fury has openly shamed Jake for agreeing to face off against Tyson. The substantial 30-year age difference between the two combatants has triggered diverse responses to the impending bout. Both Lennox Lewis and Tyson Fury have endorsed the forthcoming fight, yet Tyson Fury's younger sibling has adamantly conveyed his skepticism towards the match, deeming it devoid of authentic legitimacy and expressing his disapproval of the spectacle in store. He said, "I don't want to give a prediction on that. It is a 60-year-old man getting in the ring with a 26-year-old man as he distances himself from the affair. It is disgraceful. At the end of the day, if you are a good man, you don't want to fight a legend like that now." Commenting on recent footage of Tyson's training sessions, he dismissed dismissed recent speculations from observers suggesting that the retired veteran Iron Mike could reclaim his former power as he prepares to face Paul. Fury asserted, "What he was is not what he is now. These 10-second clips on the internet for a minute look great, but anyone can do that." Moreover, Tommy Fury remarked that the upcoming fight would pose a significant challenge, stressing that even within the first 60 seconds, the stakes would be high. He asserted his confidence that Jake Paul wouldn't stand a chance against him and hinted that Paul might be opting to confront a 60-year-old Tyson as a result. Fury added, "The fight isn't a minute. At 60, you are going to feel it. And I know one thing. Paul couldn't beat me, so he is jumping in the ring with a 60-year-old Tyson. But Jake Paul hasn't done himself any favors. Would I get in the ring with Mike Tyson if I was offered it tomorrow? No. You have to have some respect for you, I think." Moving on, it appears that Jake Paul is making remarkable progress towards achieving a remarkable 3-stone body transformation in preparation for his upcoming bout against Mike Tyson. The American fighter, age 27, hit his lightest weight at 183.6 pounds, but for his last 2 matches, he's been competing at the cruiserweight limit of 200 pounds. Paul has had to put on weight in order to match Tyson, who was a heavyweight in his career at 15 stone 7 pounds. Additionally, Paul's former trainer, boxing great Shane Mosley, made a hint that he was already there. Mosley said, "I just saw Jake yesterday. He's 230 pounds. He's big, really big. He said he feels as fast as he does at 185 pounds. If Mosley is right, Paul has gained 2 stone in weight since his last bout, coming in at 16th 4 pounds. Additionally, it would weigh 3 stones more than his 13th 1 pounds weight when he fought 24-year-old Tommy Fury. Mosley's analysis suggests that Paul is tipping the scales at the same weight as Deontay Wilder did when the former heavyweight champion faced Tyson Fury in 2020. Jake was probed on his remarkable move up in weight, and he said, "Allegedly, in my opinion, that's a rumor. I feel like I'd be looking fat if I was 230 pounds. However, after it, Jake Paul revealed that he is planning on bulking up to 240 pounds ahead of his upcoming clash, but he's not going to stop there. Jake Paul's discussion about his weight gain and training regimen for the upcoming Tyson fight offers insights into his approach to preparing for the bout. On his podcast, he revealed that he has been steadily increasing his weight in the lead-up to the fight, surprising some people with the extent of his gains. Normally fighting at around 200 pounds and walking around at 210 pounds, Paul noted that he now weighs 230 pounds, a significant increase from his usual weight range. Reflecting on his weight gain, he attributed it to his focus on eating as much as possible, allowing his body to naturally carry the additional weight. He expressed surprise at how well his body has adapted to the increased weight, suggesting that his physique is conducive to handling the extra pounds effectively.
Private event at a restaurant, and Shane Mosley was there, and I was just having a private conversation with him, and he put it on a podcast. So
what's the problem with you being 230 though? You're fighting at what, 220?
Heavyweight.
Okay, so
no, it's just like shocking to people that is how much I weigh. I think just because normally I'm fighting at 200, I'm walking around at 210.
All the way down to 185 was the lowest you fought, right?
Yeah, it's weird to me that I'm weighing 230.
I like it.
But since this was noodling after my last fight, I'm just getting to eat as much as possible, and it turns out my body can carries this weight super well.
Moreover, Paul highlighted his belief that his weight gain will contribute to his overall performance in the ring. He explained that he intends to continue increasing his weight, aiming to reach 240 pounds before cutting down to 220 pounds for the fight. Paul emphasized that training at a higher weight during camp will effectively simulate the conditions of wearing a weight vest, resulting in stronger muscles and improved speed once he sheds the excess weight.
But if I'm training for this camp right hasn't started yet, but if I'm training for this camp at 240 and then I cut down to 220, it's basically like I had a 20-pound weight vest on for the whole entire camp. So my muscles are going to be so much stronger, and that speed will come through.
Paul's strategy of gradually increasing his weight and then cutting down for the fight aligns with common practices among athletes seeking to optimize their physical conditioning for competition. By strategically managing his weight and training regimen, Paul aims to enhance his performance and capitalize on his strengths. During the fight against Tyson, as the bout approaches, Paul's dedication to his preparation underscores his commitment to delivering a formidable performance in the ring. As the anticipation builds for their impending clash, Paul's unwavering determination and readiness for battle set the stage for an electrifying showdown that promises to captivate audiences worldwide. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.